Good evening. Good evening. So I just came home because I had the windscreen done on the car today. 60,000 yen. He said it's going to take all day, so I went up this morning, and what I figured out I was right. That what they do, they start working the car. Then if they get called out, then they fucking leave the car. They go to the call out, come back. Then they start messing about with the car again. So I told them, well, I really need it, for well before 5 o'clock. And they listened to me, and they were very good. And so they finished by, instead of 5 o'clock, 11:15. Lovely. My young friend is taking the truck tonight to go and get some steel. Hopefully, you get a lot. Now, my young friend has been helping me for about 13 years, and I thought he was getting like 300,000 yen a month top, which is because he left school at 15. Now his boss has just pulled a bankrupt trick, and so he's had a cut in wages. So now he was getting 350,000 in the hand, and now he's only getting 250,000 with the new company. 350,000, leaving school at 15. People are getting fucking degrees in Japan. Degrees, they're not getting that money. Just shows you this fucking education. I blame Tony Blair. This education bullshit. And I've said before, like in America, lots of people in trades, like welding, for example. It's a dirty job, but it's a fucking well-paid job. Plumbing as well. Dirty jobs, but they're well-paid. There's nothing to stop you doing it for 5 or 10 years, saving the money for a house. But all these twats that are woke, they finish, so they get their woke degree, and then they get a letter from the bank a few days later saying, you owe us fucking $80,000. So my daughter, because she's clever, she got a... What happens, the difference is, if you're clever, you go to a national university, and the fees are like 2 million yen for the 4-year course. But if you're not so clever, that's when it starts to get expensive. So I'd love to thank my daughter publicly, because one day, when I get my pension money, I can give her the 2 million yen. But I think it's better for her to say that she paid it herself, and have pride in that. And then I give her 2 million, she can spend it on what she likes. Usually in the Nagoya area, the parents buy a house for their children. Now, why did you say that? I haven't said that. That was a while ago. I have a feeling she's still fucking popping her head in. So once I get the warehouse sorted out, I want to set up a little trap for her. I saw something on the net yesterday, and it was this like really noisy neighbour, and she's going crazy at her neighbour. She's saying, "You've stolen my mat," and he's going, "I haven't stolen your mat. My mat was stolen." But she's going berserk. So he's like closing the door, and he says, "I'm going to call the police." So what I usually say is, "Call the police." I saw that. That's my neighbour. She's "I'm going to call the police. Don't go anywhere." Fuck off! I'm not hanging about, so I'm going to waste a fucking half an hour with the fucking police. See, this is tongue. 60% off. This is lamb. 500 yen off. For Yoshiko. Same to you. So now in McDonald's now they're taking down all the screens. But I thought they should leave the screens up, for the service workers, the people that work behind the tills and take the money, just to see if there's a reduction in colds and coughs and flu, and it stops the customers or and vice versa, the workers from coughing on people. I think that should have been in there years ago, but it doesn't look like the Japanese are going to stop wearing their masks, even if the government tells them to. I learned a new word today. Is it Latvian? Vieki. So I've got half a pizza left. You still wear your masks? Is that a Tariq I know from Tokyo? Or is that a different Tariq? Did you change your name? You better, people will be calling you Quagmire. It has. I am getting there. I've just had the windscreen repaired on my car. And so next week I've got to just do the chacun and I'll be relieved. Then I've just got to carry on with the warehouse. Were you guys aware of the cloaca? I haven't watched it too much. Is it Griffin in it? I think it's Griffin, Family Guy. But I remember once I was watching it with the kids, and they had the chicken fight, and my daughter and son, probably like pre-teens, they were pissing themselves at the when he was fighting with the chicken, the chicken guy. It does look funny, like, but I don't seem to have time to watch it. I think even when I watched The Simpsons, I used to watch it on. We bought DVDs or something like that. I didn't know. Is he a stud? Is he, Quagmire? What, the chicken fight or Quagmire? Yeah, I don't know the movie. I watched Cash Truck, Truck Cash, Jason Statham, and just out of interest, I looked up how many armed robberies there were in America. Take a guess how many armed robberies in 2022. Have a guess how many armed robberies there were. So this takes in knife, gun, armored cars. I was a little surprised. You're near. You're not far off. Yeah, 37,000. Fucking America's a dangerous place. If I was walking, I've lived in America, like time for time and again, and but I lived in California on Wilshire Boulevard, and I just, it was just nice walking in. It's like paradise. Might have changed now, but yeah, but it's not just the gun laws, though, is it? It's the people that are willing to use the guns to commit crimes. Even if I had a gun, yeah, I've been stayed in New York City. That's a fucking it's magic. That's electric, isn't it? Yeah, I've just saw some couple of things on. There was this one. There was this one guy, and he was on a fucking bicycle. These back wheel bicycles. He's riding through a congested area. Fucking hits a girl on the back of the head. No fucking apology. It won't be so bad, Pen, if they only fucking paid taxes. You know what I mean? When they just not. I remember there was a Uffington, that's her name, and I think she was half joking. I thought I took her serious at first. She goes, "Only the little people pay taxes, darling." She wasn't speaking to me. She was speaking to someone else. When a whistleblower said, the billionaires pay nothing in tax, they then that fucking ugly fucking politician with the neck, he was saying it's disgusting what this whistleblower's done. You were on the bog. Very nice. I guess it's inside a house because you won't fucking spend a penny, you tight-fisted bastard. Apparently, fucking 30 pence in. Someone's complaining. I think it was Joe Lycett. It was 30 pence to go to the toilet in London. Tipping society. You mean it's tipping over? 50 pence. Oh, this must have been a few years ago then. 50 pence toilets. But the good thing about Japan is all the convenience stores you can use the toilets. Over 90%. Well, they won't be wanting your biome, will they, you weakling? Reminds me of. I was just going to say so Zimzam, he's been mugged twice in London, and that's why he's left London. And it reminds me of that Bruce Willis film, and that Samuel Jackson wasn't known then, and then they made him walk through Harlem with it. What's the name of that? I can't remember what it said on the sign. Like I ate niggers or something like that, and he was walking through. That was the English actor, wasn't it? The English actor was making him do it. Yeah, but that's only in the service industry for cafes and things like that. McDonald's, they don't tip in McDonald's, for example, and there's 20,000 restaurants in America. Is that what it was called? That's when they that's when they were going through the big Jeremy Irons, and the was it three? What is it, guys? Make your mind up. Was it three? Was that three? Was it? The first ones was Takajima Towers. Most rare. No, that's always been the case in America, hasn't it? We were asking for tips. But I like that one the other week where this guy was saying at the supermarket on the iPad, "Do you want to tip?" Fucking no, I don't want to tip. And was that one with the black actor? Was it Samuel Jackson? Yeah, there were a few twats in America that they were taking the tips from the fucking staff. I remember a funny line from Mork and Mindy when Mindy got a job in a cafe or a restaurant, and then she told Mork that the manager was taking tips, and so Mork went in and goes, "Oh, you keep your hand off her tips." No healthcare either. More like survival of the fattest. Yeah, he said pretty. In America, they've been brought. Even when I was a kid, it was always like it was the greatest country in the world. We're the best. We're the greatest, and yeah, it's getting worse, isn't it? Everyone knows the rights, and but maybe the coppers are killing just as many people. I had two interactions with police in America, both for speeding, and one guy gave me a ticket, and the other guy, and because it was coming towards me, and I thought, well, in England they can't take your speed like that, but in America they've got this radar, and he pulled me, he turned around, did a U-turn, started following me. Because how can you tell I'm going fast? You're going in the opposite direction. He says, because it's a radar. I says, in England, we have a gun that they've got to point at the car. Anyway, he let me off. He did. So that was cool. But the other bastard, $67 fine. I don't know with this. I think I'm watching too many videos on these fucking platforms. I've never been so fucking despondent in my life. No, there was one I watched today. Was a guy with a long branch taking it for a walk. That was fucking funny. That was a funny video. And then he was walking through three of these in front of three of these black dudes, and they were. And I think because it was crazy, like they didn't want to do anything. $300. Yeah, it might be. I'm trying to figure out how much it was here. Yeah, it depends on how fast you're going over the speed limit. Yeah, maybe it's a similar 20,000 yen, 30,000 yen. There was a young black kid here, and he was in America, and he turned right. He indicated turn right, and then he says, "You took the turn too wide." What kind of fucking bullshit is that? You took the turn too wide. Basically, they stop people because they're black. I think American cops seem to shoot the people that are innocent and don't shoot the people that should be shot. Well, it's a 1 billion yen tonight. Juokuen. Try again. Yeah, I don't know if there's a bit. It might have been fake video staged where this young guy's walking up the road and this guy's on his motorbike or something, a scooter, and the guy pulls out, he got a nice bike, and then he pulls a knife out, and then he goes, give me the bike. And then it gives him the bike, and then it shows you this guy pull a gun out of his pocket, probably staged. Yeah, I saw someone who was talking about, these what do you call them, non-binary. It's such a which the newspaper, but the newspapers want to print these things because they know it irritates people, and it sells papers or fucking advertising space. Because it's 3% of the population. It's a very small percentage of the population. I think people should just say, just fucking stop watching the newspaper. Just stop reading it. Stop buying it. If you keep on printing this shit, we're not fucking interested. You're not kidding. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to zeros and ones. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've got to stop watching it. Apparently, Will Smith's first wife or girlfriend cheated on him 31 years ago. Poor old Will. He's fucked his life up for a woman that didn't love him or doesn't love him. Do you think Will Smith has been like poking his co-stars? Like Martin Lawrence. Maybe that's what you should do to what's the name? What's the name? That bald-headed bitch. Just say these are get her on her show and just say this is the number of people I've shagged. I guess he's got to be attractive to his female co-stars, hasn't he? He's a funny guy. He's a massive star. He's tall, slim, strong. So apparently there was something being said about him kissing his sons on the mouth. Oh, they have a open. Okay. Well, then he's got nothing to complain about, has he? He's got entangled. But the thing is fucking, He laughed at the joke, and then he saw her face and thought, "Oh, I better do something," because he's scared of her. Stupid fuck. Everyone's cancelling everything to do with him. Last weekend for the cherry blossom, there are no. What was we? Did I say a joke? Well, I've got half a pizza left from Pizza Hut last night. Maybe put a bit of lamb on it. What do you think? And some Tabasco. Got a bottle of wine. I miss Graham Norton. There was this guy that used to upload his shows. Have I got news for you? And Graham Norton used to upload his shows. But the last few weeks, he's fucking disappeared. Yeah, I think I was depressed last few days, so I've been eating and drinking too much. And I've been sleeping longer the last few days. But I do now and again. I get in the truck or something of like 15 minutes, half hour. You stopped drinking. Why? What did you see in Georgia? Is there too many alcoholics? That area is like the worst in the world, isn't it, for alcoholics, drinking, and suicide? That region in Russia. I wanted to do a video with my. I've got a Russian friend we used to do the weddings with, and there was a joke from about 30 years ago when in Russia the wheat prices were rising, and so the little girl says to her dad, Russian girl says to a Russian dad, "Daddy, the price of wheat is going up. Will you stop drinking or reduce your drinking?" He says, "No, love." He says, "You will eat less." Tough love in Russia. What did you used to do? Is it a photo? Are you talking about the pizza? I've never had a pizza delivered in my life. Oh, sorry, we did. Once in Hawaii, we had Papa John's. I like that. That was quite good. Get these massive pizzas for $5 20 years ago from the supermarket. Then just we used to slice them up and then cook them in a fry pan or do them up in a fry pan. Watch Love Island. Yeah, I don't think I could cope in America. You know, all the commercial breaks. In Britain, I think it's 9 minutes every 1 hour in Britain for advertisements, and I think in America it's about 25 minutes. Maybe just it looks like there used to be some kind of corner. My Aussie girlfriend. Have I got an Aussie girlfriend? Oh yeah, she disappeared. Well, I said she said, "Will you come on?" So this time when I've been doing it, been coming out this time, and she said she'd be like 11 o'clock, but she hasn't since she went on holiday. I'm in it's a public building with flats above it and a supermarket below. So all they're all teaching rooms. So it's like a public space. You can rent out the rooms for meetings and classes, things like that. Musical instruments. So I did think about doing a class maybe next year. In fact, if you don't charge any money, it's free, and you're from Iwakura. But I'm not from Iwakura now. Well, the paperwork is a different city. So the other week I had some. Yeah, like you can get these big classes. They all set up the classes like they're very very cheap. Yeah, I do, but I've got I'm still got all this bloody warehouse to tidy up. So there's not as much about as there was. The thing is, I never count it up. I usually spend it. So I don't know how much I earn. But it's not been much in this last week. So Yeah, I spent too much, really. I should try to get back on that limited diet. Then you don't spend money. Don't go to the toilet so much. That's all right, isn't it? $300 a month. And that's for everything, accommodation and food. How much was the flight to go over there? And was there any restrictions for COVID? See, I still haven't done any. I haven't had any jabs. For the month. That's good. Is that a single room? Yeah, I was just clicking on. I was clicking on Emirates, and then they had like a little section for COVID restrictions, regulations, whatever. But I just clicked on from Nagoya to Manchester, like 140,000 yen. So just got to hopefully wait for the right time. Someone's got a special offer on. Oh, so you had to get it. You had to get two separate flights. Was it an American airline both ways? Have you ever flown Aeroflot? Turkish Airlines, huh? I wonder if they're flying from Japan. Aeroflot, there's so much room. I had a pint of Guinness in Moscow airport. There's so much room on Aeroflot planes. Fucking massive. You could put a washing machine in front of your seat. They're so big. What's the, did you spend some time in Bangkok then? It'd be silly if you didn't. Just wait until that British pound gets strong again. And then you Scottish will be sucking our asses again. Well, you haven't set off yet. The only thing I don't like about Philippines and or the idea of living in the Philippines or the idea of living in Thailand is all the fucking pervert foreigners. Like Zimzam. Yeah, I don't. If you maybe you just heard that as a flight from 144,000 yen. When I first went to Bangkok, I was booking a trip on a boat, and I actually took the girl that was selling me the trip on the boat as well to Manchester. Yeah, I've heard of Chiang Mai. I think that's where my friend was. He was studying Muay Thai for 1 year. I think I'm going to study tie dye. Yeah, I was just going to ask that actually. Yeah, maybe they're a bit more strict or conservative, yeah? So they don't like perverts like that. Yeah, I was watching some travel programs and bloody hell, the food in Vietnam was so cheap. Also in Kazakhstan as well, just very old fashioned. It probably remind me of my childhood, with the old fashioned furniture and blankets and things like that. Not that we had blankets. Oh, I see. So you haven't got all these girls on the street pulling your arms and other parts of your body. This is why I want to live. This is why I want to win on the lottery, because I remember the best looking girls I ever saw were in Hong Kong, and I went with my expat mate. They were all like working for the banks, and the fucking girls were beautiful, man, unbelievably beautiful. And I guess even an old git like me, if I had the cash and I like just trimmed my beard a little bit. I'm pulling your leg. What about them? No, just trim it a little bit. It's a year since I fucking. Oh man, no, I didn't. I just cut like this. For example, just like this and here. Pulling my plonker. I wonder if his pen name knows that word plonker. Did you see that? Talking about pulling your plonker. Did you see that about David Jason? Apparently, he's got a 52-year-old daughter. If only Trigger was still alive. Well, she was in a. I don't know if she was married, but apparently he was in a play with, but I don't know if he was just shagging this woman or she was already married or she just maybe she thought he was a complete cunt and she didn't want anything to do with raising a child. Apart from that, you know his job before he became an actor? Electrician. Right, dodgy cunts. Have you seen have you seen that girl on the internet and she looks like Jim Carrey? She's a spitting image of Jim Carrey. And she got him. And today I saw a video where she brings a mom into the video, and she says to her mom, "Mom, did you ever meet Jim Carrey in the 1990s?" And her lips were sealed. She said nothing. No, it's got to be very rare to show where they wouldn't tell unless the husband was a fucking psychopath or the boyfriend was a psychopath, or the woman's discovered something, or she ran away. But generally speaking, I'm sure that 90% of women, if they were made pregnant by someone, they would try to get monetary support. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the other thing. If they're a dirty slag and they've been shagging everybody, I once caught a disease, and they said to me at the hospital, "You've got to go and tell all the people that you slept with." I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's not easy. And so I said to this one girl, this Elaine, and she says, "It's not me because you're the only person I've been with." Oh dear. These pre-teens, they're all the same, aren't they? Got their pride. Is it because you always do it up the ass? You'll never have kids, but you've got a sticky dick. And it smells. No, I'm not. I'm suggesting that you only have sex up the ass. I mean, oh, look who's turned up. Rachel Chan. Can you believe it? Just as we're talking about the unmentionable love, the love that shall not be mentioned, Rachel turns, "Oh, yeah, what's been happening? What's been happening? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier." Well, Pen was. And said I've been coming on around 6 o'clock, trying to, because you said that's what time it will you be on. So what's been happening, Rachel? Look at that. Look at that, Rachel. I am keeping the Australian meat thingy going. What what's been going on then, Rachel? Why have you been? Couldn't you get Wi-Fi or something? I've been carrying this around so we can celebrate for the last 2 weeks. Monsoon, 400 yen. Aussie produce. This is chili. You've been to what you've been doing all day? Did you go to the big pink hotel? Is that the Royal Hawaiian? You ever been there, Pen? Zimzam? They've got a great buffet there. You've been going to any Japanese places for sushi? I was just thinking if I, oh, you're going to Los Angeles, be careful. Don't go to Washington Street. The good thing, if you go shopping, you can, as long as you keep all your clothes under 1,000 yen, $1,000, you can walk out of the shop. Did you do the buffet? You booked a flight once to Ohio. Where were you when you booked the flight? And that's how you ended up in Seattle. All right, Zim. Keep in touch, man. Thanks for the big tip. Five pure, you've got to go then. No, you've got to go. You've got to enjoy yourself. We went there with the wife and kids. There's just a side section, the breads and things like that. That's 10 meters long. You got to spend your money, Rich. I can't remember how much it was now. I think the basic was $20, and then it was $10 for either table, so that's like $30. But this was 20, yeah, 25 years ago, something like that. Probably 20 years ago. Did you go to see the marching of the coppers with the blue uniform Friday night? You can go tomorrow. Well, you're going, aren't you? That's nice. That I like that. My daughter was conceived in Hawaii. Oh my God! Well, they shouldn't charge too much. Oh, that's one of the best things. It's really nice. You know, the going back to British tradition, I think. So, what have you been eating then, Rachel? There was a lady from England. She was 4 foot 8 inches tall, and she was a massive lorry driver. She was going for the Guinness Book of World Records for being the smallest lorry driver in the world. Did you go on it? Did you go on a boat trip? Not, oh dear. Spend your money, Rach. The boat trips are great for its entertainment, buffet, hula hula girls. Yeah, dinner cruise. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And there's also fishing. You can go fishing on a boat as well. I think they're all reasonable prices. I've got half a Pizza Hut waiting at home for me, Rach. Oh, fluffy. Well, you might. Poke. But the thing is enjoyment in spending money. So you've been there 2 weeks then? Yeah? 2 weeks, you went on the 15th. What is poke a dish? Is that a dish or is it a fish? I thought it was a fish. Did you hire a car? Did you drive around the island? That tastes strange. Chirahahi sauces. Got to be careful in America. So how many people? How many people are going there to? Is it 4, 5? When we went, to, we asked for a medium car when we were in LA, and they gave us a massive car, and they go, "Yo, you can have this for the same price." So I said, "Okay, great, massive car." It was a Canyonero. It was made famous on The Simpsons. Yeah, that's what I thought. You might be getting some kind of minivan as opposed to a car. Ruka. Hello, Ruka. Konbanwa. My name is Luca. I'm on the second floor. I'm on third floor, actually. Yeah, it's a lot, but in America, the gas is so cheap. It's cheap. Well, apart from the Middle East, I've been depressed, so I've been eating and drinking. But it's because I've got the glass replaced today on the windscreen. Then I've got the shack end to do, and then I've got to go in and do my taxes. I haven't done the taxes for about 6 or 7 years. Well, I feel a little better today getting the windscreen out of the way. And I've still got to clear the warehouse. I can get rid of 2 truckfuls on Monday morning. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to, especially England. Japan is cheaper than England for gas. I think maybe it's still expensive in Australia. Yeah, especially if they're not straight. Mine is straightforward. But I remember one of the last times I went, this guy wouldn't help me at all, and they usually help you because you're foreign. And so I went back like 2 hours later, and I found someone else that would help me. Oh, seven. Really? Wow, that's expensive for America. Yes, I know. I remember we took a late night flight and we stayed up all night, and we were in this casino and 2 girls came up and they said, "Hey, you guys want some fun?" No, thanks. Not that takes money. Yeah, that would be that $7 would be the same price as Japan. No, but the worst people are the people in the casinos. I remember now that at that time, because it really screwed people over. If you wanted to borrow money to carry on gambling, it was like 30% interest rate on your credit card. Went to Reno as well. I played Keno in Reno. Oh, you got it, San Diego Wildlife Park. That's quite good. If I think between Los Angeles on the road to, because we flew and also drove to Las Vegas, and there is like a very windy road. You might, if you go by car, you might come across that road. You go up a mountain, it's really one of the most windiest in the world. Maybe Penn knows about it. You're going to know them. You could maybe call in and see Geek. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Well, I know of Hearst, yeah. San Francisco's nice, or it used to be. No, there's not so many gays. The good news is most of them died from AIDS. It's a joke, Rich. Let me know if you come across any binaries, or they or them. Oop, that's a battery warning. All right, then try to catch up with us next week sometime. I don't know what time. I'll be back to normal, won't it? Like 4 o'clock in the afternoon is midnight. All right, Rach, thanks. Glad to see you're okay. Yep, okay, love. Bye-bye. Bye, Pen. Who else is there? Yeah, so maybe, well, you'll have to let me know what time. Or wait, your hotel at night. Okay, love. Bye-bye.